Hey everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs. This is the pregame show for the Montreal Canadiens at Toronto, Round 1, Game 5 of the 2021 Stanley Cup Playoffs. Hey everybody, welcome in. I'm Rick. We've got a game tonight. Don't know what the result's going to be. Don't know what kind of team's going to come out. But we got a game tonight. There's some movement in the lineup. Of course, there's movement in the lineup. Wouldn't be a hockey game if they didn't change the lineup. And not what everybody would have expected. No, Alex Romanov is not going to play tonight. Crazy as it is. Anyway, hey, Jack, Peter, Daryl Adams, Jack Campbell fan. Hey, Jack Campbell fan. How's it going, buddy? Habs are better than the Leafs. Oh no, who we got back here tonight? Keep it decent there, buddy. Joe Habs, Old's Rocket 88. How's it going, everybody? So we got ourselves a game. I don't know what to expect tonight. I really don't. Truth be known, though, be very honest with you, I expect a good performance by Montreal tonight. This is Game 5, but it is also the fourth game that Toronto needs, right? When you need that clinching game of the series, it's the hardest one to win. And the only thing for me here is this. I'll give you a couple of reasons why I don't know that it'll happen. First of all, except in Game 1, where there were a couple of hints that, flashes of what Montreal could possibly do, there's been no other indication in the rest of this series that Montreal can win any games or win this series. So that's a problem for me. Number 2, I was expecting Romanov. Instead, they gave us Gustafsson and Merrill together at a time when you're on the road, so you don't have the last line change, so that can bite you in the ass. And then there's number 3, and it's kind of an intangible. And for me, I'm not happy about this, although I am happy about it. John Tavares, who was, injured in Game 1 badly, it was a horrible thing that happened, was out skating with the team today at the practice in a gray sweater, so you can't touch him and all that kind of stuff. But he was skating and, all that stuff. So his knee is a lot better. And obviously he's already on skates. That's good. That's good news. Why is it bad news as well? Is that could be a real big boost for Toronto. Just seeing their captain out there skating around. Oh, he's going to be back. We got to win and win this and get him back on the ice as soon as possible. So we'll be playing and we'll be able to play. All that. It's a boost, and it's a reason for them to come out here and win this game. And I think that could work against Montreal. So I don't really know what to expect, but I do expect a good showing. If they don't come out flying and hitting and doing all the good things, well, then this game's over. And so is Dominic Ducharme, and maybe so is Marc Bergevin, because there's going to have to be a big change. It's going to have to be. Let me see. Before I get to all you guys things, first of all, speaking of Dominic Ducharme, this is a picture of Dominic Ducharme looking up at the clock to see how much longer he has left in his career. So that's taken last night, apparently. Panic! And we got the right guy in the room. If I'm correct, there's somebody in the room that likes to use this. All right, so let's see. Let's give you guys a little bit of good news, possibilities that could happen. Teams that have come back from 3-0 or 3-1 deficits. So this is something that has happened. Let me set this up now, because otherwise it's going to look stupid. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you teams that have won and come back from this. All right, so it's not as big as I would like it to be, but I mean, you can look, there's a whole list of the teams that have done this before. Toronto was the first team ever to do it, and they came back from a 3-0 deficit. The Islanders in 75. Imagine from 1942 to 1975, it was not done at all. In 75, the Islanders did it against Pittsburgh, down 3-0, came back to win the series. Since then, Detroit, the Islanders again, Capitals, Kings, Oilers, Blues, Wings, Canucks, Penguins, all these teams. All these teams. And if you go to 2010, there's the Montreal Canadiens, who did exactly what they have got to do tonight against the Washington Capitals. Now, of course, teams are different and all that, but Washington had won the President's Trophy, I guess, so as the best team in the regular season. And they had Montreal at 3-1. Montreal had played the last 2 games, kind of like what we're seeing right now, totally flat with nothing. And then came back in Game 5 and won the series, Game 5, 6, and 7, to advance. So, point being that it can be done. That's all. It can be done, and but doesn't mean it's going to. And I'm not really saying that it's going to or anything, but it can be done. Now, yeah, my mouse. I'm trying to figure out where the hell my mouse is. There we go. Here's the lineup for tonight. So we have Tatar, Deneau, Gallagher in line 1. Line 2, Toffoli, Suzuki, Caulfield. Line 3, Byron, KK, Josh Anderson. Line 4, Armia, Stahl, and Perry. Be the useless line with Armia on it. Ben Sherratt and Shea Weber as the first defensive pairing. Edmondson and Petrie as the second one. And here's the problem in my mind is Gustafsson and Merrill as the third pairing. And, well, Gustafsson is very defensively challenged. And you're playing Toronto in Toronto where there is you don't have the last line change. So you don't have the control as much as you'd like, obviously, just, for where he plays against, who he plays against. So this could be a problem tonight. They're hoping it helps the playoffs, the power play. That's the quote. Ducharme says he makes no, that's not what I meant. But Ducharme did say that he brought in Gustafsson over Romanov because he thought that Gustafsson would help the power play, which is struggling, and that's the reason. And I still don't get it. Power play units. Anderson, Toffoli, Tatar, Weber, Suzuki. First unit. Second unit. Perry, KK, Gallagher, Caulfield, Petrie. So Caulfield's on the second unit. Should be on the first unit if you ask me. Price and net, Allen as the backup. And there you go. Who's out? Well, we know Drouin's out. Evans still out. Lehkonen out. Evans and Lehkonen, are still in Montreal. They did not go there. And they got Stahl listed as day-to-day while he is playing. So there you go. That is the lineup for tonight. Okay, while we're here, you got 20. I got 24 people. Give a thumbs up if you're having a good time watching me make a fool of myself. I know I haven't done it yet, but I will. Don't worry about it. And leave a guess for this. See the thing on the bottom that's going right there. See? Guess the score and the first goal scorer of the game, and you can win $10 directly into your bank account via Interact. I have not given a guess the score because I just felt it was useless. I'm going to tell you what. My guess is going to be 3-2 Montreal in overtime. First goal scorer of the game is going to be the guy I hate the most, Austin Matthews. Now you got mine. Leave yours in the comment section. Let's get to your comments. All right, boys. Let's see what you guys is saying. Habs are better than the Leafs. Why should we care about that? What's that? I don't know what you guys are talking about again. Habs are better than the Leafs. Is this what you're talking about, Joe Habs? What does this have to do with absolutely anything? What does that have to do with like anything? I don't get you. Whoa, there's lots of comments. Oreo guy, I kind of agree with you. I think Sherratt's been the worst of the defensemen. But no, Kulak. Kulak, who hasn't been bad. I'm not saying he's been great, but he hasn't been bad. He gets taken out. Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Jack Campbell fan thinks Willie Styles will get his 5th goal. I absolutely hate that Willie Styles bullshit. But hey, you're a Leafs fan, you're allowed. Yeah, he's been hot. He's been keeping up with Montreal scores. Seems like he scores. So yeah, although they didn't score in the last game, he did. Yeah, but will they make it to Game 6? This is the problem. Oh, and on that, I just read, as a matter of fact, Montreal announced that amongst the 2,500 fans that they will be having, it will include the players' family. I think just their family. I don't know if it's family and friends, but family. So definitely the family will be in the rink if we make it to Game 7. Hang on there, Shamir. I'm going to get to you in a few minutes. I really hope no. Okay, yeah. Well, I guess everybody feels this way here. I really hope we win, but I think it's over tonight. I think most people kind of feel like that. Yeah, Mel, no playoff experience for Romanov. Like that, I don't understand the thinking there. Yeah, that's what I thought would probably happen, right? Kulak and Romanov on the third pairing. And that I thought would be a lot better than having Gustafsson and Merrill there. But he makes you wonder, right? Is it that Bergevin wants, he traded for them. Does he want them out there so that if they win, he could look good and makes him his moves look better? I mean, I don't know. Peter, how's it going, buddy? We are going to win tonight. Excuse me, guys. I'm coughing on the truth then, right? I think it's a possibility. All right, let's not make him wait any longer. Off in the wings, we have a very special guest, somebody you don't see very often here on the show. But I brought him back just so that hopefully we'll have the luck to win. So he's going to provide all this luck that Montreal needs to win. Not much pressure on you there, buddy. Everybody say hi, Shamir.
Hello.
Shamir's not a stranger, that's for sure. How's it going, Shamir?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Very, very good. Trying to stay positive. Not expecting them to win tonight anyway. But I am expecting a better game from them. What do you think on that?
Yeah, I mean, you think that they're due for something better than what we've gotten over the last 2 or 3 games. I do honestly think that we can force a Game 6, but I don't know. Part of me still says I think it might be over tonight if that's what the consensus seems to be.
Yeah. What do you think of Tavares being back on the ice? You think that gives them a boost? He's not playing by any means, but just to have him out there skating, looking, like he's getting back to normal, that's got to be a boost for that team.
Well, it is a boost, and it's good to see that he's able to do that. I don't care what I don't care what jersey a player wears.
No, absolutely.
I never want to see that happen to anybody. Anybody. And you know what? It could give them even more of a boost because they seem to have been playing well without Tavares. And love him or hate him, the Leafs have been, they've faced a lot of adversity this season and they've been able to overcome it. Yep.
Hey, Caleb, maybe not. I mean, it might be the last time for a game, but I'll be out doing live streams 2 to 4 a week is my plan. So, no worries on that. We'll see each other. Hopefully you'll come in and check that out. Let's see. Just saying Habs are better than the Leafs, that he must be moving to a new place in Montreal. Exactly. That's it. Habs are better than the Leafs is back. I wonder who he's going to tard.
Oh.
Like I don't know who's who, right? Hey, Randy.
Exactly.
Randy's in. Habs win 4-2 Caulfield. Yeah, I was going to say Caulfield. What do you think the score is going to be? Like, what do you think for the game?
I could see it being 3-2 for the Habs, and why not Toffoli with the first goal? I mean, he's due just like a lot of other players on this
they're all due
roster. Yeah, pretty much.
With 4 goals in 4 games, they're all due to score.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Yeah, I got it 3-2 Montreal with. I don't even remember. Who did I say? I don't even remember who I said. Let me think. Matthews. Actually, I took it Toronto. Toronto to open the scoring. Matthews.
You got Mr. Pornstash.
Mr. Pornstash. Yeah.
Well, if you're out there, Pavlo, just kidding around with you, but you could seriously go with Austin Matthews for Halloween.
Okay, funny enough, look at this picture I put. So this was a picture of something else, most of it, right? And I took this little in the corner of the picture. That's Matthews there. To me, that looks like Pavlo. Doesn't it? Look at Matthews there. Doesn't he look a little like Pavlo? So yeah. Pavlo could look like Austin Matthews, my friend. Yes. I don't know if Pavlo's in yet, but
yes,
I think that's funny.
Yeah,
when I put it in there, I thought, oh my God, it looks like Pavlo there.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if he ever gets, ribbed for that looking like Matthews, or if anybody watched that show, Orange is the New Black.
I've seen it.
That character, his nickname was Pornstash on there.
Oh.
One of the prison guards.
Okay, I didn't watch it enough. I didn't watch it regularly.
I only watched a little bit of the beginning, and I just couldn't really get into it.
Yeah, exactly. I was watching another Australian women's prison show called Wentworth.
Yeah. Okay.
It's much better than, in my opinion, was much better than Orange is the New Black. But that's not hockey. we always sidetrack somehow, eh?
Yeah. So, so what are your, in case if this series does continue on to like a 6th or 7th game, or if we do make it past the first round, what are your thoughts on having fans in the stands? Again, even if it is a minuscule number at the Bell Center.
Well, I'll be honest. Okay, here's my honest stance on all the reopening that's being done. I think once again, they're jumping the gun a little bit. And unfortunately, I fully expect a 4th wave to hit us because we're opening up just a little bit too quick. I'd rather see us get into our 2nd doses before they start opening up like this. I do agree, like here we're lifting the curfew. I agree with that. I agree with some of the reopening, but not all of it. I think they're jumping the gun in places. So, yeah, I fully expect to see some spikes again. Okay. Unfortunately. And it's not to say I'm not one of those, we got to keep it shut down. No, I get it. I get the value of getting back to work and all that stuff. But still think that it might be a little premature. But my fingers are crossed that it's not. I want to get back to fucking normal,
Don't we all?
Yeah, so we'll see. I just worry about that. So, and that's, again, we're not talking hockey, unfortunately, but it's important.
Yeah. So, so I haven't seen the lineups, but
that can't be serious.
Is Romanov going to be seeing any ice time this game, or is he still?
No, it's not. They put Gustafsson. Took Kulak out, put Gustafsson in, and no Romanov.
Oh, jeez.
He figures Gustafsson will help the power play, and that's why he's in. Except that he might give up 2-3 goals, but that's, they might score a power play goal, but he might give up 2 or 3 behind him. But hey, listen, we need to score some power play goals, right? It doesn't matter the other ones.
Collateral damage, as long as Berge gets to showcase his people.
It's kind of like that, right? It kind of makes you think like that. By the way, just read that because this is going to happen a lot tonight. I have a feeling.
But I mean, you would think that, with some of these players, like Romanov was a player that was drafted during Bergey's tenure. I mean, wouldn't this also?
Yeah, and you know what else? Think about it. Last in the RTP, right? They signed him, brought him in, burnt 1 year of his ELC. Yeah. He wasn't allowed to play, but they said if he was allowed to play, he would have been playing, right? So he hadn't played an NHL game. They were ready to put him in the playoffs. Here, he played a whole season. Come playoff time, he ain't good enough for the playoffs. Now, you could say, well, they saw him play and whatever, blah, blah. I don't think he played that bad that he shouldn't get a shot. It wasn't like he wasn't a detriment to the defense. There might have been games or plays that he was, but he's a rookie. That's expected. So, yeah, I don't get it.
There's certainly better justification for putting him on than some of the other players that have gotten all of this ice time.
Absolutely, right? Absolutely. You got to think that that's absolutely the case. That I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway, listen, you know what? Like I said, he's watching the clock because he knows his career is counting down.
Well, you know what? For people out there that are, if worse comes to worse, especially after tonight or this series, if those of you out there, whether it's on the chat or in social media or whatever, that are hoping for a rebuild, well, we'll get to see a lot more of him if that happens. If we're focusing, if more focus is on the kids and trying to develop them more.
Youth movement. That's what they've got to do. Maybe not a rebuild, but a youth movement.
Yeah.
Start bringing in the kids, letting them play. This is what happened when I was young in the 70s. So those great 70s Habs, this is what they did. They got young players every year, brought them in. Yeah. They all played together over 2, 3, 4 years. They grew together. And look at the Oilers, Stanley Cup teams. Gretzky, Messier, name them all. They were all young. Brought them in, they played, they lost, and they learned, and they got better, and they became Stanley Cup champions.
Yep.
Maybe that's what we got to do here now. They've got a lot of good kids coming up. They've got a lot of good kids here right now. Start building around those kids. Yeah. Maybe you got to move Price, and stuff like that. You got to get rid of Weber, but I think maybe that's what I would do if I'm the GM.
Well, I think
that's what I would do. I would want that done. Build around those good kids that we've got and the good kids coming up in the pipeline. Develop them. And over a few years, you're going to start winning and you could be a Stanley Cup champion like that. To me, that's the formula. I saw – see, my dog agrees. That's the formula that I saw many times growing up with different teams. The New York Islanders, same thing. They won 4 in a row. The same thing. They did the same formula. And maybe that's what we got to do here.
Yeah, because, and as you mentioned Price earlier, if I think I might have caught a bit of this during your membership drive last night, because I believe you and Peter, and I think maybe even Jeff were, we're discussing. So what happens to Price if there's like a rebuild or like a soft reboot or reset or whatever? And
does he want to stay through that? I doubt.
I don't think so. I mean, the window is rapidly closing for Price now. He'll be 34 in the off season, and he's might as well cash in while you can over the next, let's say, 2 to 3 seasons if you can.
Yeah. I know. That's it. It's going to be an interesting offseason. No, Romanov is not injured. Is not. It was the coach's decision to put Gustafsson in, thinking that Gustafsson can help the power play. Problem is, he can't help the defense. So the bad defense that we got gets worse in the hopes that maybe we get a power play goal. That's how I see it. I don't see how you can explain it any other way. And if we do get a power play goal, but he's on the ice for 3, it's not a fair trade-off if you ask me, right? I don't get it, man.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling here, but it's
and Ducharme says he makes the final decisions on the lineups.
Yeah.
I saw it live too. I saw his conference live. He makes the final decisions.
Yeah, and politicians always resign because they want to spend more time with their families. I mean, that's about as convincing
that's a good way to put it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah,
right. I believe it about as much as that.
Yeah. But, it's like, what else do you expect him to say? You can't really have the coach saying, oh, no, it's somebody else that makes the decision for me.
Well, no, you can't. I get it, but still.
You really,
Go Habs Go says, if we get embarrassed tonight, do you think Bergevin's chances of getting fired are above or below 50%?
I don't think Bergevin's going anywhere.
I'm not as sure about that now, but I mean, yeah, I guess I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. I think personally, I think it's about even either way. I'm not sure at this point now because this is very embarrassing, and if I'm Jeff Molson, I think I've got to think about moving him.
Yeah. Really well, if Bergevin does, get fired, then like who really takes his place then?
Well, I mean, okay, we go back to well, at that point, I think if they fire Bergie, he brings in a president of hockey operations, and that guy, I think that guy does not have to be French, right? In my opinion, a hockey if you have to have a French GM and coach, okay, I don't think your hockey ops guy has to be French, and then he brings in his guys, and we got a new staff, and we start in a new direction. That's what I think should happen.
Yeah.
Who it'll be, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to name a lot of guys.
Yeah.
But
I still think that at the end of the day, I really do think that Bergevin will likely keep his job. It's just that this organization, it's the same thing with Michel Therrien. I mean, I think I think Bergie, kept him for probably a couple more seasons than was necessary for instance.
I think so.
I think I think the organization just takes a bit too long in terms of pulling the trigger. I mean, it's just
maybe we need Jeff in there to pull the trigger all the time. He'd do that.
Yes.
Before we go any further, let's see if we can get 50 thumbs up. If you're having a good time, give a thumbs up if you haven't already. And subscribe and ring that notifications bell down there as well. And that'll get you your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge right here at Talkin' Habs. Even if the season ends tonight for Montreal, it won't end for me. I'll be doing pretty much daily videos. And so please check that out. But hit the thumbs up and subscribe. All right. So where are we getting to? I did want to talk about something. What do you think? Actually, you know what? There was a comment I wanted to look at. I get over here. I could get it faster with these. I had a comment, and then, of course, here. We were talking about this last night. Enertab thinks they'd have to eat 65% of the price of salary to move them elsewhere. I don't. We were talking about it on the membership drive. I do think they have to eat about $3.5 million, though, to move them.
Yeah,
and they'll go to a contender that is just about on the verge and needs a goalie. I think there's teams out there that'll trade for him.
Yeah, I mean, especially if they have the cap room for it, because that's pretty difficult in this flat cap era. I mean, there are only a few teams that really have, that are just, can, would still need to, that just try to keep the floor. Minimum there, but they're still years away from contending.
You're trading. First of all, he's got a no movement clause, right? So he's not going to waive that unless he goes to where he wants.
Yeah,
right?
I really do think that if the team tells him that, look,
We're going in a
we
youth
might,
movement.
yeah,
Do you
we
want to
might
stick
do a,
around for that?
even a soft reset or
Yeah. Do you want to stick around? We're going to lose for a couple of
he's
years.
likely not. No,
Yeah.
I think this season was likely one of the last chances that we could have with Price and Weber without.
Winning the cup. Yeah.
Yeah, now it's starting to become more of an issue as to, okay, does Price finally say that, okay, I'm willing to,
I'm ready to go.
waive my
Yeah.
no movement clause or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're getting there.
As much as it pains me to say so, because Price has just given so much to this organization, and it's just a shame that that it had to end up this way. I mean, it hasn't happened yet. It's speculation. I get that, but
it looks. I would probably do it. Now, Mel, this is very interesting because most of Price's dollars were bonus, not salary. Okay, but this is how it works, as far as I know. Yes, right now, Carey Price does not get 10.5 million. He's probably getting 3, 4, 5 million, maybe 6 million, an actual salary. But how it works for the trading team and holding money is you're holding that cap money, right? So if it's $10.5 million cap hit, you're holding $3.5 million of that cap hit, right? That's how it works. So it doesn't matter what the actual salary is of the player. It's the cap hit that you're trading off on, what you're holding back. So you're putting that cap hit again on yours, and they don't have it. So that's really what it is. It's not actual salary or anything like that. So yeah, the fact that Carey Price is not at this point actually getting 10.5 plus bonuses a year makes it more, for a team that's going to trade for him. Sure, they got that whatever cap hit the Habs aren't retaining, but their salary isn't going to be as much, right? It'll be lower. So, and I think it gets lower as his contract gets to the end. So, just like Weber right now makes $1 million a year in actual salary. So when if you trade for Weber, your salary to pay him is very low, but it's the cap hit that is the problem.
Yeah, and if we do go through this whole, even soft reset here, I don't think really Weber would really want to stick around either.
Probably not, but it's going to be harder to trade Weber.
Yeah.
Romanov is good at handling the puck and can support the offense. Also, he can hit. This is the big thing. He might not be able to help the power play, but, something that we haven't had since game one is that physical domination, the hits meaning something and being effective. Well, Romanov is an effective hitter. And that's where Romanov would have been better to bring in. And I think considering you're on the road and if you're adding Gustafsson, you don't have the line changes. So, I don't know. It puts you at a disadvantage where this doesn't. So I don't understand why. I really don't understand why. Makes no sense. Oh, Ovi, don't think Ovi's coming here.
No.
He's not coming
Not
here.
at all.
It's not happening.
How much cap room would we have for somebody like Ovi?
There's another one. Ovi, the cap it's going to be huge. And he has said that he will not be playing. He will only play for one NHL team, and that's the Capitals. If he's not playing for the Capitals, he's going back. He's going to the KHL. That's from him. He said that. I read that. So is he coming to Montreal? No.
No, he's not coming here and paying Quebec taxes. That's for sure.
No, that's a pipe dream to think that. Can MB expose Price to Seattle in exchange for a first-round pick? Well, exposing him to a draft is not the same as in exchange for a first-round pick. I think what you're saying is, can they make a deal that if Price is exposed, Seattle will take Price? And they'll give a first-round pick to make that happen. And the first-round pick, I think, is what Seattle's asking for. If you want them to pick somebody specific, it's a first-round pick, I think, plus a prospect. So it's an expensive thing. Can they expose him to Seattle? Yes, if he agrees to it, because he has a no-movement clause, which means they have to protect him unless he's willing to waive that clause. So that's up to Price. It's not.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if we have to give up a prospect, depending on which one, I mean, Suzuki obviously
got a
always
Leaf
come to mind, but well,
I like the picture here. We got a Leafs fan. Habs out first round, boys. Let's go. That's got to be a Leafs fan. Hey, Smith, John. No problem, buddy. May the best team win. That's how it should be.
he looks like a young. I mean, he looks like a young Alfred Newman there.
Sort of. You got that smile, the Alfred E.
Yeah.
Newman smile.
Yeah.
From Mad Magazine. That's Alfred E. Newman, if you're wondering who he is. If Habs get Ovi, not happening. It means they really overpaid, and that would screw them for years. Not smart. Yeah, and it's not happening anyway. I mean, it's just not happening anyway. Yeah, here's a good point from Mel. Romanov will help the power play down the road with some experience, but he's not going to get that experience because Montreal figures they can win this. Because everything that's gone on in the last 3 games shows them that they can win this.
Yeah, it's just a lot of mind-boggling stuff here. I just don't understand. I mean, it was just really our reaction as well when we saw that Caulfield wouldn't be on the starting lineup when the series started.
No, but I saw today because I was fully expecting Romanov.
Yeah.
I came home. I was out for a couple hours. I came back. I look at Gustafsson. Are you fucking kidding me? That's what he's doing. This guy, when he's got a failure on his part for whatever he chose, then the next game comes, and you figure this is and he always goes in the fucking wrong direction.
Keep doubling down on the same shit.
It's like I don't get it. I don't get it at all. And then the odd time he hits it right, next game it's changed.
It's like, no, we can't have that. We need to go back to where it was for whatever reason. It's just I don't.
Oh my God, it worked. Oh no, we got to change that because we can't have it. It worked. We don't want that to happen. Like I don't get it. I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. I've never seen in my life the juggling act that this lineup has gone through in the last, 10, 15 games of the season. And then here, like I've never seen such a juggling act of lines. I've never.
Yes. Surprise, surprise as to who would be saying, blow it up, blow it all up. Let's go. Anarchy.
Yeah,
this guy named Go Get Rick, GGR.
No, he's not. Is he here? Oh my God, I think we got to listen, GGR. If you tarred anybody, we're sending you out.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff, how's it going? Yeah, I don't think that's happening, but I mean, listen, they got to do something. They're going to have to do something in the offseason. Why don't you come here on this panel and tell me that to my face? GGR, you have the link. It's a little early in the day for Jeff to be on here.
Yes. Otherwise, I'm going to tell everyone that Jeff lives in Springfield, USA.
We know where he lives. He pretends to be from Nova Scotia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, boy. We're going to bust Jeff tonight. It's okay. Yes. He likes it. Don't worry, everybody. Jeff likes the abuse.
Yeah. He lives for it. This is why he says, hashtag Cole Caulfield is a bust. Every trade that Montreal makes, Cole Caulfield has to be a part of it. And that a cactus is better than Cole Caulfield.
He likes the abuse.
A fire hydrant is better than Cole Caulfield.
He likes the abuse. And I'm going to say this, and you might not get the term, but he likes the abuse like that. I think he likes to be pegged.
Ooh. Ben's fighting words.
Come on, we're having fun tonight, boys. We're having fun tonight.
Oh, yeah.
What else is there to do? Right? It could be the last game of the season for us. We might as well have some fun and enjoy, because we probably aren't going to enjoy what's on the... But you know what? I say that. And I'll tell you the truth. I'm actually fully expecting the opposite of what I'm afraid of to happen tonight. Just to get, but you see, it's going to get our hopes up, and we're going to be all excited, and then Game 6, it's going to be done, and that's what I'm afraid of happening. So, yeah, I have a feeling I have that feeling we are actually going to win tonight, and get our hopes crushed in the next game. But I have zero hope of that really happening because I can't see them winning a fucking game here. I don't know how it's going to happen. Even though I really feel they're going to come out with a good game and it's whatever. It's like destiny. I just don't see how they do it with what I've seen them show us so far in this series. I guess I don't see how they're going to do it. And with this lineup that he put out, although I like the lines, the forward lines, I kind of like them.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So
it'll be.
So on, continuing on like the speculation track, if the Habs do go rebuild or reset, whatever term you want to use, mode, which veterans do you think would stay? Do you think guys like Galley or Toffoli or Anderson would still stay in such circumstances?
Toffoli and Anderson stay, in my opinion. Yeah. Deneau, Tatar, gone. Weber, if you can trade him, gone.
Do you think Nashville would take him back?
I don't know. They might. It might be in their best interest. Petrie stays. He's your older, experienced guy on the defense. Sherratt, gone. Up front, if you can trade Drouin, gone. If you can trade, I'm serious. This guy's gone. Now I keep the younger guys. I keep Armia, Lehkonen, obviously Evans, KK, Suzuki, Caulfield. I go with the youth movement as much as I can. And for the guys that are gone, then you bring in other guys that, to round them out. And that's what you go with. And you build from that every year as the young guys new ones come in and start getting experience. And the guys are here now become your veterans. And they've, and they're now maybe getting close to their, 25 years old, their prime now. That's when you're going to start winning. That's when you become a contender because these guys all know each other, know how to play with each other, and have grown. And the winning culture, it goes from a bit of a losing culture, but they're young, so it's expected. And they start to win, and that winning culture becomes how it, I saw it many times. With the Canadiens, with the Islanders, with the Oilers. I mean, I saw this. And that's what they got to do. Is it the same NHL? No, it's not. But I don't think that kind of an idea of how to go forward changes.
Yeah, I mean, they don't need to be, even if they get a cup here and there, they don't need to be that full-on dynasty. But as long as they're just contending all the time, or that they're always in the discussion in terms of Stanley Cup contenders. I mean, I think we'll take that. Obviously.
They'll grow into it, but they'll grow into a Stanley Cup contender. Yeah. That's the whole point, right? You start with a shit team, never make it. You get good draft picks, and all that good stuff happens, and you develop players, and then you become a decent team, and then you become a winning team, and then you become a playoff team. And then you become a contender. And that happens over the period of 4 or 5 years.
Like the Pens in the early, in the 2000s there, for instance.
Right. And Detroit.
Yeah.
Chicago. I mean, that's what they did.
Yeah.
Everybody, that's how you do it. And you know what? Maybe there's no other way around it, right? There's no other way around it. So, at some point, it's like I say this a lot, you got to cut your losses. We tried, or they tried. I say we because, they haven't. They tried to do it this way, and it hasn't worked for how many years? You know what? At some point, it's, okay, it doesn't matter if we're not going to make the playoffs for the next 3 years. Cut and go in that direction because it's the right direction to go in. So, you got to bring in the right people to do it, and that's what it takes. And there's no getting around it. There's just no getting around it as much as you want. I mean, look at Toronto. You want to look where we're playing. They did that. They kind of did that, right? They went for that type of a rebuild. And it took them ever many years. And now look at them. I mean, they're a contender.
For as much as we have been laughing at them up until this point, they might end up having the last laugh. I mean, that's
if they get out of the North, if they get out of the division, they're a contender, right? Top 4 teams have to be contenders. So then they did it, right? So we got to do the same thing. We got to. I don't see any other way around it. Yeah,
it's and also those all of those who have been saying rebuild. Okay, you got to see the rebuild for 3 years, 5 years, or whatever, and not keep screaming, trade this person, fire that person, like 2 weeks into the first season of the rebuild plan as well. I mean, those people have to be patient as well if they've been calling for a rebuild and if they end up getting their wish as well, because these things take time.
Do you have a barf bag with you? Because you might need it when you read this. Enjoy the dream life. Do the Leafs pay you? Anyways, I just talked up your team, so this is on. Look at the great Leaf team led by the man Matthews and their 5 superstars. Ladies and gentlemen, come today to the big show.
I mean, Superman Matthews, he's probably got the underwear to match too.
Hey, listen, if you want to praise and idolize a guy that needs 3 friends to surround a girl in a security booth so he could pull his underwear down, that's good for you, but I wouldn't. And I don't see how he's a Superman, because a man doesn't do that. A man doesn't do that. And you want to say didn't happen? Didn't happen. He bought his way out of it, but it's public record. And that's the guy you guys. I'm happy for you. Is he a talented hockey player? Sure he is. Is he a piece of shit? My opinion, he sure is. And I wouldn't idolize him for a second. Not a fucking second.
Yeah.
So go ahead and go, our big Matthews, but it ain't working on me. Not for a second. Because you know what? Maybe if I ever saw Matthews finally turn around and put up his fucking hands and defend himself, then I might believe he's a man. But he's never going to do that.
So, I mean, in the comments, when we were discussing rebuilds and resets, a lot of people, were commenting about how maybe it's also due to poor, some of this has been due to poor drafting, bad player development, and all that stuff. How long has Trevor Timmins been in that department? Because he's been around for a long time. I mean, how does he still have a job?
Well, he's done well the last 3 years. That's how.
Yeah.
But he's been it's been his drafting. Bergevin didn't have a say. I just looked at the time. So I got 10 minutes till the next game, although I'm going to be on at 5 after 7. I got to feed my dog and cats. I got to do a couple things. So I got to call it here. I want to thank everybody, especially Shamir, for joining me here. I really appreciate that. And I want to thank everybody who was here and was taking part. And please give a thumbs up before you leave and subscribe. Smash those 2 buttons. Just smash them. Take a hammer and just smash that subscribe and smash
obliterate
that button. And then hopefully you still have a screen and you can watch at 7:05. I'll be back for the game, and we'll do the game, and we'll have some more fun. And hopefully Montreal will surprise us and we'll actually have fun. But I'm going to try to make it as fun as I can. Let's just, even if it goes bad, we'll just try to have fun. Okay, one last comment. Matthews can take care of himself. Wow. Okay. I'd like to see him go one-on-one with anybody who's the same size as he is. Not talking about guys that are that much shorter than him. Guys that are the same size. And on that note, thanks, Shamir. I really appreciate you being here. And hopefully we'll see you on the game show. And there you go. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please give a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. Stay safe until the next show. And I'll see you in about 15 minutes. Thanks, everybody. Bye. See you next one.